Let me ask you a simple question. How do you start your mornings? Do you wake up with energy and purpose, ready to take on the world? Or do you hit the snooze button, rush through your routine, and feel like you're already behind before the day has even begun? You see, success doesn't start when the sun rises. It starts the night before. It's not about luck or talent. It's about habits. The way you design your morning determines the way you design your life. If you can control the first hour of your day, you can control the direction of your future. Today, I want to share with you the keys to building a morning routine that sets you up for success, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Because the truth is, small disciplines done consistently lead to big results. Let's dive in. Let me ask you a simple question. How do you start your mornings? Do you wake up with energy and purpose, ready to take on the world, or do you hit the snooze button, rush through your routine, and feel like you're already behind before the day has even begun? The way you start your morning determines the way you live your life. And what most people don't realize is that your morning routine doesn't actually start in the morning. It starts the night before. Think about it. If you go to bed late, exhausted, with no plan for the next day, what happens? You wake up groggy, unmotivated, and already playing catch-up. But if you go to bed with intention, if you take just a few minutes to prepare for the next day, your mornings become powerful. Before you sleep, ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish tomorrow? What are my top priorities? When you wake up with clarity, you don't waste time wondering what to do. You already know. That's the difference between reacting to your day and designing it. One of the best habits you can develop is writing down your goals for the next day before you go to bed. The difference between reacting to your day and executing it. You can make a lot more progress with your good days, with your bad days, than you make in general with your good Saturdays. The exceptions that don't qualify, the proof being the more comfortable, the fun you have, the more pleasure you get from your day, and glory them. That's the most successful people in the world don't wake up and make themselves their greatest human potential at the first opportunity they get. Success is not an accident. It is a result of design. Now let's talk about the moment your alarm goes off. This is where most people fail before they even start. They hit snooze. And what they don't realize is that hitting snooze is not just delaying their morning. It's a signal to their mind that they are putting off life. The habit of snoozing bleeds into everything. You snooze on your dreams, you snooze on your potential, and before you know it, years go by, and you wonder why you haven't made progress. The best way to break this habit is simple. The moment your alarm rings, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and get up. No negotiations, no thinking, just action. Your brain wants comfort, but success is built on discipline. And once you're up, what's the first thing you do? If you reach for your phone, scrolling through messages, emails, or social media, you've already lost control of your day. You've handed over your focus to other people's agendas. Instead, start your morning with something that fuels you. Reading, meditation, exercise, journaling, something that puts you in control. The first 60 minutes of your day should be designed for you, not for distractions. Think of your mind, your body, and your spirit like a high-performance vehicle. If you start your day with negativity, junk food, and distractions, it's like putting the wrong fuel in a sports car. It won't perform at its best. But if you start your day with positive input, reading something inspiring, moving your body, practicing gratitude, you are setting yourself up for success. There's a reason why the most successful people in the world protect their mornings. They understand that how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you start your morning with purpose, discipline, and intention, the rest of your day will follow. And when you stack enough great mornings together, you don't just have good days, you build a great life. So tonight, before you go to bed, take a few minutes to set your intentions. Decide what matters most. And tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off, don't hesitate. Get up. Take control. Because when you own your morning, you own your future. The first hour of your day is the foundation upon which everything else is built. If you own that first hour, you own the day. But most people don't realize just how powerful this concept is. They wake up and let life happen to them instead of taking control from the start. They check their phones, rush through the morning, and scramble to get out the door, already feeling behind before the day has even begun. That's not a routine, that's survival. But success isn't about surviving, it's about thriving. And thriving begins with intention. The way you spend the first 60 minutes of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you start with discipline, momentum, and focus, that energy carries into your work, your decisions, and your interactions. But if you start with chaos, distractions, and procrastination, that also carries forward. This is why winners don't leave their mornings to chance. They design them. They take control. They craft routines that fuel their minds, strengthen their bodies, and align their spirit. Now, you might be thinking, I don't have time for a long morning routine. But this isn't about time. It's about priority. The truth is, you don't need 3 hours. You just need a few key habits that create momentum. 5 minutes of gratitude can shift your entire mindset. 10 minutes of reading can give you a new idea that changes the course of your day. A quick workout can activate your body and give you more energy than a cup of coffee. Small habits, done consistently, create massive results over time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is waiting to feel motivated before they take action. But it comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation, you'll only take action when you feel like it. And that's not how success is built. Success is built on momentum, and momentum is built on action. Small daily actions that stack up over time. The best way to start your day isn't by waiting for motivation. It's by taking the first step, no matter how small. Think about a train sitting still on the tracks. If you put a tiny block of wood in front of its wheels, it can't move. But once it starts rolling, not even a brick wall can stop it. That's momentum. And the way you build it is by showing up every single morning, whether you feel like it or not. Discipline creates momentum, and momentum fuels motivation. This is why morning routines matter. It's not just about what you do in that first hour. It's about what that first hour does for you. It creates the energy, the focus, and the confidence you need to show up as your best self. It sets the tone for how you handle challenges, how you make decisions, and how you interact with the world. And over time, it shapes who you become. If you want to change your life, start by changing your mornings. Design them with intention. Choose habits that fuel your growth. Own that first hour and watch how everything else falls into place. Because when you start strong, you finish strong. And when you finish strong day after day, you create a life of success, purpose, and fulfillment. Most people go through life thinking they need motivation to get started, but the truth is motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up feeling inspired, but other days you don't. If you depend on motivation to build a successful life, you'll always be at the mercy of your emotions. And this is where season 2. We're not dedicated to anything yet. What you need instead is structure. A morning routine gives you that structure. It eliminates the need for willpower by creating a system where success happens automatically. When you design your morning intentionally, you no longer wake up wondering what to do. You wake up with a plan, and that plan leads to action. The most successful people in the world don't waste time debating whether they feel like getting up or not. They don't negotiate with their alarm clock. They don't hit snooze. They understand that the way you start your day is the way you start your life. If you start with hesitation, you carry that hesitation into everything you do. But if you start with action, you create momentum. And that momentum is what leads to success. One of the most powerful things you can do in the morning is move your body. It doesn't have to be an hour-long workout at the gym. It can be stretching, walking, or a quick set of push-ups. The goal is to wake yourself up, to shake off the stiffness of sleep, and to tell your body and mind, we are ready for the day. Energy is not something you wait for. It's something you generate, and nothing generates energy better than movement. Another key habit is feeding your mind with something positive. Most people wake up and immediately start consuming negativity. They check the news, scroll through social media, or read emails filled with problems they have to solve. But if the first thing you put into your mind is stress, how do you think the rest of your day will go? Instead, start with something uplifting. Read a few pages of a good book. Listen to an inspiring podcast. Write down 3 things you're grateful for. What you focus on in the morning shapes your mindset for the rest of the day. If you want to go even further, take a few minutes for quiet reflection. It could be prayer, meditation, or simply sitting in silence. In a world filled with noise and distractions, this practice gives you clarity. It allows you to slow down, to breathe, and to remind yourself of what truly matters. Most people live their lives in reaction mode, constantly responding to external pressures. But when you take time each morning to reflect, you become proactive. You set the tone for your day instead of letting the day set the tone for you. Some of the greatest minds in history had morning routines that fueled their success. Benjamin Franklin started his mornings by asking himself, what good shall I do this day? Tony Robbins starts his day with gratitude and deep breathing exercises. High performers in every field, from business to sports to the arts, understand that success is built on habits, not on luck. The beauty of a morning routine is that it's personal. You don't have to copy someone else's routine exactly. You have to find what works for you. But the key is consistency. Doing something beneficial every morning, even if it's just for a few minutes, is far better than doing nothing at all. Small improvements done daily create massive results over time. The question isn't whether you have time for a morning routine. The question is whether you're willing to take control of your life. The first hour of your day is one of the only things you can truly control. If you take command of it, if you use it wisely, the rest of your life will reflect that choice. Because success is not something that happens to you, it's something you create one morning at a time. Too many people believe that success is built on big, dramatic actions. But in reality, it's the small, consistent habits that create lasting change. A morning routine is one of those small habits that over time transforms everything. The problem is most people don't realize just how much their mornings affect their entire life. They wake up late, rush through the morning, and start their day in a state of stress and chaos. And then they wonder why they feel behind, overwhelmed, and unmotivated. The truth is, the way you start your day determines the way you live your life. If you take control of your mornings, you take control of everything else. When you wake up in the morning, your mind is fresh. It's like a blank slate, ready to be filled with whatever you choose. If you fill it with negativity, distractions, and stress, that's what will follow you throughout the day. But if you fill it with purpose, focus, and positive action, you create momentum that carries into everything you do. The people who accomplish the most in life don't necessarily have more time than others. They just use their time better. And one of the best ways to use time wisely is to start the day with intention. It doesn't have to be complicated. The goal of a morning routine isn't perfection. It's consistency. It's about developing habits that prepare you physically, mentally, and emotionally for the day ahead. A simple stretch can wake up your body. A few deep breaths can calm your mind. A few pages of a good book can give you a new idea or insight that changes the way you approach the world. Small actions done consistently create big results. One of the most common excuses people use is, I don't have time for a morning routine. But the truth is, you don't need extra time. You just need better priorities. Think about it. How much time do people spend scrolling through social media first thing in the morning? How much time is wasted hitting snooze over and over again? It's not about adding more hours to your day. It's about being intentional with the hours you already have. Even 10 to 15 minutes of a focused morning routine can shift your entire mindset and set you up for a productive and successful day. Another powerful aspect of a great morning routine is the sense of control it gives you. Too many people go through life in reaction mode, constantly responding to external pressures and demands. They start their day checking emails, reading the news, and reacting to messages. And by the time they even think about their own goals, they're already mentally drained. But when you take control of your morning, you send a message to yourself that your time and energy are valuable. You set the tone for the day instead of letting the day set the tone for you. Some of the most successful people in the world protect their mornings like their life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Whether it's reading, exercising, journaling, meditating, or simply sitting in silence and thinking about the day ahead, they understand that those first moments of the morning are sacred. They don't let distractions take over. They don't let outside noise dictate their focus. They start with purpose, and that purpose carries into everything else they do. The best part is this is something anyone can do. You don't need money, talent, or special skills to create a powerful morning routine. You just need commitment. You just need to decide that your life is worth designing instead of leaving it to chance. And when you make that decision, when you take control of those first moments of your day, you take control of your future. Because success is not something you hope for, it's something you create. It all starts with the way you wake up. You see, success isn't about making one huge decision or taking one massive leap. It's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. And those actions start the moment you wake up. Too many people look for shortcuts or believe they can get by without a clear plan, but here's the truth. Success is built on the foundation of disciplined habits. And those habits begin in the morning. What separates the people who reach their full potential from those who don't is consistency. Success is not about occasional bursts of energy or big efforts that happen only once in a while. It's about the daily grind. It's about doing the work every single day, even when you don't feel like it. That's why morning routines are so important. When you start your day with intention and purpose, you're setting the stage for consistent action throughout the rest of your day. You're building the mental toughness and discipline required to do the things that lead to success. A successful morning routine is not about doing 100 different things. It's about focusing on the things that matter most. So, if you try to do too much at once, you'll only end up overwhelmed. Start simple, start small, and build from there. Over time, you'll notice that these small habits will compound and make a big difference in your life. These are the small but crucial steps that make the difference between people who achieve their goals and those who don't. Let's talk about the power of consistency. The real value of a morning routine doesn't come from doing something extraordinary for a day or two. It comes from showing up every day without fail and committing to the process. And here's the thing, when you do something consistently, it becomes part of who you are. It becomes automatic. You don't need to think about it. You don't need motivation. It's just part of your daily routine, and the results follow naturally. Take exercise, for example. Most people don't jump out of bed every morning craving a workout, but the moment you start moving your body, you feel better. It's the same with reading or journaling or whatever you choose to include in your morning routine. The first 5 minutes may feel hard, but once you get started, the momentum builds. You start to feel the positive effects, and that drives you to continue. That's why consistency is so powerful. The more you do something, the easier it becomes, and the more you want to do it. But consistency doesn't just apply to the actions you take. It also applies to your mindset. What you believe about yourself, about your potential, and about the world has a massive impact on how you show up each day. And how you show up is everything. If you wake up with a negative mindset or no plan at all, you'll feel scattered, unmotivated, and uncertain. But if you wake up with a clear sense of purpose, if you focus on positive thoughts and affirmations, you immediately start the day with a sense of confidence and control. This is why taking care of your mind in the morning is just as important as taking care of your body. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough, that success is out of reach, or that you can't handle challenges, that's exactly what you'll experience. But if you wake up and fill your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, if you remind yourself of your worth and your potential, you set yourself up for success. And here's the kicker. When you consistently show up with a positive mindset and take the actions that align with your goals, something incredible happens. You build self-confidence. You begin to believe that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And when you believe in yourself, you take bigger risks. You push harder. You step outside your comfort zone. That's when real growth happens. The power of a morning routine lies not just in the things you do, but in the mindset you cultivate. A great morning routine makes you feel empowered. It sets the stage for a productive day. It helps you overcome challenges with resilience. And it's this daily practice, this commitment to starting your day with purpose, that leads to long-term success. So don't wait for the perfect time to start. Don't wait for the motivation to hit. Start now. Commit to your morning routine. And over time, you'll find that consistency creates success. As we wrap up today, remember that success is not a destination. It's a journey. And that journey begins every single morning. How you start your day has the power to shape everything that follows. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. By designing a morning routine that works for you, you are taking control of your life, setting the tone for your day, and building the momentum you need to succeed. So take action today. Set your intentions. Wake up with purpose and commit to your morning routine. Small steps taken daily will lead to extraordinary results over time. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by chance. They got there by design. And you can do the same. Your future is in your hands, and it begins with how you choose to start your day. Own your morning, own your life. Let's get started, and let's make each day count. Success is waiting for you. The only thing standing between you and it is the choice to begin. So begin today.